Um, anyway, we could probably both tell stories about cars and vehicles for hours on end. We could move on to what we were
Planning to.
originally
Yeah, that's
planning
what
to
that's what I
cover.
was that's what I was fixing to say. I was actually just pulling it up here on my phone so I could relook at the original topic.
The article, yeah.
So, I want to clarify for those in chat. This is kind of this is me and Nathan talking, right? We're having fun. We're chatting, but as you guys can tell, it's not super serious. We're just having a good time here. If you guys have any points, topics, interjections, anything about the conversation that you feel validated or want to contribute to, it's totally open. It's totally fine. I have no. This is not as formal as the podcast that I do on Wednesdays, right? By any means.
Yeah.
So please feel free to interact. Please feel free to engage. If you have questions or want to stop us or whatever. If something is on fire behind me, please yell. Because, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like content. I'm honest. But
So we'll
watches
start.
this streamer goes on for hours and hours blabbing about something else as his house burns down behind him and he can't hear it because he's got his headphones on.
So the first thing.
First time Qual hits 10,000 viewers.
Yeah,
as the
right.
back of his house burns off. I don't know. That sounds like content to me.
I've got insurance. See the worst part is Rogue. I've got my camera squished on my preview window, so I can't even see like from here.
Mhm.
You know, like I can't see
cut
what's
the rough.
outside of what you guys can see. So it could be on fire. Well, I guess you guys wouldn't be able to see it either. It'd have to be like right there. You'd have to see like the glow or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, that's beside the point.
All right, yeah. So I pulled the article back up.
Okay.
Which actually it's been deleted.
Oh, really? The article.
Yeah, the
is
original
gone.
post itself has been deleted.
Interesting.
So that
kind
is
of kind of
actually-
feeds into possibly what we're talking about.
Yeah. So to give some background for the folks that aren't in your Discord, because it's kind of where a little bit of this conversation started. So somebody had posted a link or posted a text post on the Twitch subreddit. So if you're familiar with Reddit, asking more or less how people felt about streamers ending their stream abruptly rather than saying goodbye to their viewers or chat or whatever, without thanking anybody or saying anything, just like hitting boop and then getting out. And I guess I kind of helped trigger what we wanted to talk about a little bit tonight, in that personally I have made the decision to not interact with the Twitch subreddit myself anymore. Like I personally feel it's a very toxic community and a very and somebody from our Twitch is going to get linked to this in some point and then come and like troll me in chat or something. I don't know, but like,
so what? Let them come troll.
Yeah, it's one more viewer, I guess. But I feel like the community there is very it's there's a lot of toxicity, but there's also a lot of like self-fulfilling prophecy in the commentary, in the comment sections. So we wanted to, I mean, I think we were going to kind of talk about both, but now that I've got this article pulled up, it's interesting to me to see the original post was deleted, because that kind of feeds back into my point, which is that like I just personally find that community unpleasant to interact with.
So I have had very, very, very minimal. So one thing that I've always been told is Reddit is a great place to grow as a content creator or as a content consumer, right? And it is we know it's a network for people getting together for topics that fit. So you would naturally think our Twitch would be a great place for a new streamer to go and connect and do things and try to engage or interact. And one of the things that I think drives the toxicity or the terribleness, I want to say, for it is because I don't know how to word it, because I feel like toxicity is almost too, like, toxicity has become too common. Like, people use that word, I feel like, too often now. Yeah. But it becomes this place.
Maybe we should say unhealthy.
Yeah, this cesspool of just bad comments and bad feedback and bad information. Because maybe I look at it this way, where if you consider the majority of Twitch, the majority of people that are actually going to engage in the subreddit, right? Because you're not going to see, again, we always mention, like, you're not going to see Harris Heller go in there. You're not going to see Soda Poppin go in there. You're not going to see Tim the Tatman go in there. You're not going to see Lupo. You're not going to see these streamers that have found creative, successful ways to grow. They're not going to be in our Twitch, right? People are going to talk about them, but they're not going to be there. They're either going to have their own subreddits or they're going to have their own places for people that are actively trying to get viewers to engage and trying to build good communities are going to have their own places for you to go do. This is the people that are either very, very new or the people that are left behind, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna say there are some Twitch partners that do interact in there, but I would also still agree though that some of the largest is true. They would likely be there.
Majority, exception to the rule, et cetera, right? Like you're gonna say that they're gonna be there, right? But so what you end up with, and here's what I think happens. What you end up with is you're looking at all the users that are fighting for viewers. You're looking for people that are trying to, instead of trying to engage and instead of trying to help others, they're fighting to get the viewers. So either they're going to give bad advice or they're going to just try to advertise for themselves on everything that they post about.
So I both agree and disagree, I think, maybe on one part of it, depending on how you mean it. I don't think there's necessarily intentional bad advice, but I do think there's advice that is given that is from people who, to put it bluntly, have not found success yet. And trying to give advice to people, like, if you just made affiliate, and let's say just barely even made affiliate, telling other people how to be successful in any way beyond, this is how I got to my 3 viewers, which is obviously usually the problem. I feel like you're kind of guessing a little bit at that point, and you don't have that background yet to really be authoritative on it. And I don't know, like I think I agree in that. I think there is bad advice. There's plenty of bad advice on that. Let me for sure.
So let me step back and say, maybe not bad advice, but not supportive or not good, right? So either it's just meme-ish or just angry responses, or like you should know better, you're dumb, or whatever, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not a big Reddit person, so every time I go in there, it's kind of like really rough when I'm navigating, especially our Twitch. When I'm navigating our Twitch and I'm trying to find something valuable to be a part of, it's very hard for me. So,
the meme comments definitely are ridiculous to me. Like, personally, I find that rather obnoxious. But like, for me, like one of the biggest things that just has one of the meme comments that I got when I posted something that I told you about a while ago, was a big turnoff for me to the subreddit in general. But it seems like every time I'm looking for something or trying to find something, and I either through Google search or something else, I get linked back to these Reddits. Sometimes the posts are good, sometimes the comments are good, but I feel like almost every single thread I open, there's at least a dozen comments about, like in this case, like in this particular exact case, this post is about saying goodbye to viewers, and there's more than a dozen comments at least. I'm not gonna go count them, but I'm telling you, out of the 300, I guarantee there's at least a dozen comments where somebody's like, I don't have to say goodbye because I have 0 viewers. Oh, okay. Well,
how are you helping?
What are you adding to the conversation here? Look at you and the other dozen people that made, for first of all, the exact same joke. Secondly, like, that is just such a, I don't know, some of that's Reddit, some of that's the internet in general these days. Like, you see some similar garbage on YouTube comments and Facebook comments and all these, like, stuff like that. But like, it's just, I find that subreddit for that reason, especially just, I don't know, not depressing, but just disappointing, because there is so many people who drop in there, and that is what they comment, thread after thread after thread. When you look at post after post after post in there, there are continually people complaining about not having viewership. And so when I made a post a while back talking about growing a channel and what had worked for me, and not just like, oh, this is how you can get affiliate in a week or whatever, but like, hey, here's some things that you can think about. I mean, you've read the article. Here's some things that you can think about as a streamer that can help you improve the things that you may need to improve. Not you have to, because who knows? I'm not viewing everybody's streams to know for sure, but things that you may be able to improve on that can help you see some of that growth that you're looking for. And one of the responses was I got a bunch of downvotes, and then one of the comments was this meme response that got more upvotes than my article did. And I'm like, what? I just read 100 comments where people are complaining that they have no viewers, or they're saying, I had my first chatter. I've been streaming for 4 months and my first chatter came into chat today. I'm helping try to provide information that would
benefit those people. Yeah.
Benefit that. And the response is a meme. Like, it's almost as if some of these folks, and maybe some of them are, and maybe some of them are not, I don't know, but like, it almost feels like some of them are happy not growing in some ways, like just reveling in the state of zero. But like, I don't know, like that's what I just find frustrating about it.
Do you think that at some point, or for some purpose or reason, that that's just indicative of Twitch culture in general? Like, I mean, you go to some of these big channels, and you got to think of the trolls that exist on some of these channels. And if you accidentally, like, you watch the game show awards or whatever, right? Like you do some of these channels and they're unmoderated, right? Because they're not streamers, but they're like specialized channels. As soon as somebody finds out, they just come out in droves to these unmoderated channels, and they just intentionally find ways to make it ridiculous and make it an
unmoderated section of the internet's always going to have trolls. There's no doubt about that. But like the third highest comment in this thread discussing how people end their streams is someone saying there's no point in saying goodbye to chat when nobody's watching me, and it's got almost 380 upvotes on it. Like, which
so
the
part of
fact
this
that gets that many upvotes tells me the state of the community. That's what I read out of that, is like, oh, okay, like that's content in this sub.
So asking from this perspective, do you think that that's because we've seen such a large, maybe they're the upvotes are indicative of users' feelings or users' perceptions on
Could be
the status of Twitch, right? Because we have seen
to promote that same commentary.
Yeah. We've seen such a huge influx of streamers, right? We know we have. Yeah. We've talked about it. We've talked about it. We've seen the metrics. We've seen the numbers. There's a huge influx of streamers, right? We already said, right, 0.1% or 0.5% of all streamers have ever received a Twitch payout.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind a little bit, to be honest.
0.5% of all streamers have ever received a Twitch payout. So you have to think of it in that maybe these upvotes or these things are, again, like, we run into people on a daily basis, right, who ask questions that are very simple. And I mean that from a sense of, and we've had not we, but I know I've had this discussion on stream before, is people get lazy and they don't want to work to accomplish something. And so when they're stuck in something, they can't figure out why, and they just upvote, or they just whatever, right? Like, they're like, oh, that's where I'm at. So instead of going out and looking for solutions, or actually reading the commentary, or and actually participating in finding active ways to do it, they get stuck in this area, and then they're there for a while, and that's how they start to feel that way, right? Is that I don't know if that's coming out the right way in words right now in my head, but
maybe it's a rut, and it's possible that people get into the rut and they don't I don't know, don't take the time maybe, or don't realize what it takes to get out of that rut. I don't know. but like I said, I mean, part of why I am personally more frustrated with it is taking the time to write something up that was specifically for those same folks and just saying, hey, here's some things that work for me. Here's some things that could work for you to get you that 3 that you're looking for. Maybe not 30, maybe not 300, but like, here's some basic things that you may or may not already be doing. And frankly, some of those things that came in that article was from me going through some of these comment threads, looking at people who said, well, I've got 0 viewers, or I had never had a chatter or whatever else. And, people, you can put your Twitch link as a part, like in the flare on your username, and then going to their VODs and going, oh, well, I know why I wouldn't want you. I wouldn't watch you for this reason. I wouldn't watch this person for that reason. That's where some of that list simply came from. Is it's like, stuff like really obnoxious overlays that you can barely see what's going on behind the overlay, or people who are streaming at like 900 kbps, and you're like, wow, all 4 blocks that make up your face are. Those look good. This is worse than Pixel Qual, except that it's the entire stream. They have 3 hours of squares changing colors, and it's like, well, have you never watched your own VOD to realize what it looks like, or bad audio balance, or whatever else? But like every single person in that thread that was complaining about not having chatters or viewers, I could pick even just one thing on their VOD and go, well, this is why I wouldn't watch you. And so, like, going back to this original link, the first, like, parent comment type of thing that says that, well, I say goodbye to chat anyway, just in case somebody might be there and I don't realize it, or maybe somebody sees the VOD later. That guy got 70 upvotes versus the 380 for I have no viewers.
Right.
Like, that's just it. To me, that's just unhealthy. Like, when that's the content that's promoted in the sub,
Yeah, I'm trying to, but we have to understand, or we have to question, like, why though? Like, what drives that type of culture, right? Like, what drives that type of I don't want to say response, because that's what it is, but that type of mindset for that type of culture is a good word. Culture, as Culture Crew comments.
Culture is a good word.
What drives that type of, attitude for these users, right? And are the users here? I guess this would be a very interesting question, and maybe this could be you know what? I'm gonna write down a note that I'm gonna need to create this. I'm gonna create a notepad right now. Create a poll on. Can you create a poll in Reddit?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I don't believe so.
I was gonna say, is there a way you can make a poll to, like, say how many of you are viewers or how many of you are streamers, right? Like, how many of the people that actually read the subreddit are viewers, and how many of them are actually streamers?
It would be interesting,
right? Because that would be something interesting to see. Because if the majority of your engagement on your post is viewers, then trolls be trolls, right? But you would think.
I mean, from
this
a quick
stage,
scroll, a vast number of the parent or second level comments have either affiliate or a Twitch link in their flare, or they're literally talking about streaming themselves or what they do on there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I would say the majority of them are streamers, right? So these people,
it seems that way.
These people that are saying, like, or upvoting or downvoting or commenting, right? You would assume that they're interacting or feel like they're affected by this. And do people upvote because they think it's funny?
Of course, absolutely.
So does Reddit?
But when every post has that on it, it feels like that's why for me, I just find it.
Maybe that's the meme. Maybe that is the meme.
Pretty unhealthy meme, frankly, in my opinion. If that's the meme, right?
I mean, do you have a healthy? Are memes typically very healthy?
I have some very wholesome memes somewhere in my. Both of them are great.
Both of them in my gigs worth of meme files. There's 2 that are valuable.
There are probably 2 wholesome ones in there somewhere, maybe. But like, I don't know. Like I'll give you a good example. Where did the other one go? I saw one in here that like I actually don't necessarily. As I'm scrolling back trying to find this. Yeah, it's like this one comment I thought was kind of interesting, and then the response to it was kind of interesting. So I'll read read this comment. This person says, "Well, it's up to the streamer. If you don't like it, then find another streamer who doesn't do that." Well, fair. There's literally a million channels to pick from, but it also wasn't really the point of the conversation. They were just kind of asking how people feel about it, and this person's response is, "Well, that's entirely the streamer. Screw you. Just go find somebody else." It's like, okay. But somebody, the next comment, comment reply to that is suggesting that having a preference in this case is consumer entitlement.
Having a preference is consumer entitlement.
Yeah, those entitled ass viewers having preferences about how people should end their streams. And I'm like, as I read that, I'm like, wow, that's yikes. Like, you should care a little bit about what your audience thinks. But at the same time, I do kind of understand. I mean, yeah, it is ultimately up to the streamer, and it is their content. But like, I don't like that. It totally rubs me the wrong way.
I can't find this post.
Do you need the link?
Yeah, I'm like,
I can. Can you open it on your phone? Because I can DM it to you on my other Discord that's open. Trying to think of how to.
That's.
I mean, I could just post it in your chat, I guess.
Yeah, post it in my chat. Post it in my chat because I want to read part of this because I'm looking for parts of this and people ending stream. Okay, 3 days ago because I couldn't find it. I don't know why. I clicked hot. Yeah, right. I clicked hot and it definitely didn't come up. And this has way more activity than. So there's no long end to this, right? I mean, it's literally just the question. It's not like somebody wrote a question and they typed out a long, thoughtful post.
They put a bit of a post in it originally, and it's just deleted now.
Oh, so the rest of the post is missing. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, but the comments are still there.
So
we just have the title and the commentary now. So Kylie was saying here, definitely due to the influx of people who want streaming or social media to be their career, they don't know how to start and see what they're doing isn't working, so they feel like they're failing at something they want to have as a career, therefore they stop trying. So I would say that so actually, I mean, before I give my thought on that, are you saying they stop trying but they keep streaming and that's why they make the joke that like do you mean they stop trying, they quit streaming, or do you mean they stop trying to grow?
Probably they stopped trying to grow, and I would have to say so. So maybe this is a weird one because I would say that for the majority of this, do it. For the majority of this, the initial or the top one, the 542, is a positive response. Then the one below it is a positive response, right, or related to it. So I would say that, It's semi-related to it, you know, or there is valuable content here, and I'm trying to see.
There is.
Game over screen.
There are comments in there that are good. It just feels like there's enough meme content in every thread I open. Somebody's talking about, well, I've got no viewers.
Well,
like they find a way to interject that in there.
Here's somebody saying 15-minute. Starting soon screen.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. We've talked about that before.
It's bad.
I've been looking for ways to shrink mine shorter. But sometimes, occasionally, like some of you have been around longer have heard me say it. I want to make mine shorter, but it seems like lately, every time I go and I'm like, all right, I could hack a minute off of this and be good. I'll just use this one more time, and then like up to the last 10 seconds, I'm like finishing something. I'm like,
Yeah, that's exactly.
okay, I can't quite get a minute off of this.
That's exactly why I didn't put a part. That's why exactly why I didn't put a timer on mine, because I was like, it's just gonna be starting soon, and I'm gonna be like running around my office. Like you can see me running around the office doing things, and then when I'm ready, I take it off of my, because I was like, nope.
So I actually really like the way you do that as an alternative to the timer, because it gives somebody an idea that you're there. Which I think is a great way to do it. I put the timer on there. The timer is not as much for everybody else as it is for me, because like I am looking at the timer like, okay, I've got this many more things I want to knock out right before I get started. Okay, I've got water, I've got this, I've got that. Ooh, I need this. Okay, I've got this much time. Let me go finish that. Like it's because it's just how my brain works. Like I have to have that timer. Or I don't know. I think I would forget more things than I started a stream like a couple weeks ago without a glass of water sitting next to me. And like, I was like, somebody did a hydrate and I was like, damn it. I knew I forgot something. Damn it. All right. I got to go downstairs. But like, I don't know. Like, let's see, getting back to the Reddit thing. Like if we go look, let's go grab a different thread. See if I can find another one with a decent amount of comments. Chandler's, I'm just gonna glance through this really fast so you can find another one. This one doesn't seem as bad. Although this goes actually, like, reading through this thread, I 100% go back to our commentary earlier about the bad advice. I just picked a random thread. This one's talking about trying to keep up with chat as their chat gets bigger. And there's a bunch of people in here that I will just say flat out, I completely agree with everything a bunch of these folks are saying. One of them says, well, just use slow chat. Just put your chat in slow mode. That'll make it easier to keep up.
No. I mean,
I guess it could work,
but slow chat doesn't impact subscribers, does it?
I think it's a switchable option.
Is it? I don't know.
Even if it's not, like, either way, like, please don't do that. Or like, where's the other one? This one I could see the argument for it, but I still disagree with it. If you're a small enough stream and you're just growing and you're just struggling a little bit, like adjusting to it and reading, this person says, well, just run ads.
Just run ads.
Just take an ad break. No, I would disagree with that completely. Like the one person there's a bunch of people in here suggesting slow mode. And there's actually somebody got downvoted for pointing out nothing says viewers are appreciated quite like limiting how much they can interact with you. Sarcasm. This is terrible advice. They got downvoted for saying that it's terrible. It is a terrible advice. Like the other thing I've seen suggested in another thread, and I've seen people use on Twitch, is requiring putting chat in follower only mode.
Right.
And then putting a timer delay.
Oh, we saw that.
Sorry, thanks for following. So that you could chat with the streamer.
So
in 10 minutes. No,
so
I'm out.
No lie.
I'm out.
No lie.
I don't even care how good your content is at that point. I'm out.
No lie. So the Game Hopper raided out to somebody 2 weeks ago. It was either 2 weeks ago or last week. I can't remember. I want to say 2 weeks ago. And the person... Sorry, I just got sound alerted. Sorry.
That's a bass drop or...
No, not a bass drop.
Oh, Gingy gotcha. Good job, Gingy.
Good job, Gingy. They got raided out. He raided out to somebody that was playing Jackbox games because it was his Jackbox Friday, right? Yeah. So the person had follow only mode, right? 24 hours.
What?
An entire day. And the worst part is I don't think the person even knew, because
That's insane.
because like he rated out, and then he followed, and it was female, right? And she was like, oh, how'd your stream go? How was everything, the Game Hopper? Thanks for following. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. How, what did you play? And he's like, I can't say anything. Right? He's like, I don't know what she expects me to do. Am I going to send her whispers? How's this going to happen? Right? Like it's one of those, like,
that makes no sense.
24 hours for a new follower. 24 hours. How does that work? I would never watch somebody and wait 24 hours.
No, 100%. I'd unfollow. Or not follow. If somebody is in follower only mode, for me, that's already, personally for me, and I don't, whatever, everybody does their own thing, right? But for me, that's enough of a gate where I'm like, I better like you a lot.
Yeah.
To follow you, to interact with you while you're in follower only mode. And then it has a wait timer of 10 plus minutes, 24 hours. Unfollow. I'm out. Sorry. There's literally a million channels on Twitch I could watch that don't require me to wait 25, 40, an hour to interact with chat. Unless, no, there's an exception to that, right? If this person is experiencing active, consistent trolling in their channel, I get it. I totally get it. But even then,
24 hours, maybe an hour, maybe an hour tops.
Oh,
like you can't even expect somebody to sit for an hour and not be able to chat. Like that's what gets me. Like,
right?
What are you expecting to accomplish?
At that point, they could go watch YouTube.
Yeah,
like you can literally go watch YouTube. A 24-hour wait, you can watch YouTube and wait for the video uploader to see your comment when they get up the next day and reply. Like.
They'd still respond to your comment before you'd be able to chat.
Probably. Like, that's the thing. Like, that, like, to Twitch, the value of Twitch, the value of live streaming for viewers, right? For many, not all, but many viewers, is that two-way communication. So I can read what Kylie said and say something back to her. Like, I think slow mode is crazy with 2000, which I would agree. Yeah, when you're landmark and you're at 10,000 viewers, you probably have to use slow mode just to have an opportunity to read it, frankly. I mean, I don't know. I could open a stream now. I don't even think he uses slow mode. Let's go look. I take that back. He is using slow mode right now, but he has 10,000 viewers.
Right.
At that point, I got it. But the next person I'm following has 1,400 viewers right now and is not using slow mode.
No, I mean, you start to. So, I think it's an adaptive thing, and I think if you're actively, I shouldn't say if you're good at what you do, right? I shouldn't say it like that because it's not for everybody. But I think if you progressively grow, you learn to progressively work with it, right? And you learn to pick out the sentences. Yeah, you're not going to respond to every chat. But at the point of 100 plus people, you're not responding to every chat anyways, right? Like that's not what you're doing anymore.
But at that point, the viewers also understand that.
Sure. Well, sometimes you'd think you've got those few that like copy and paste the same thing 10 times until you finally comment back to it or respond to it. But it's you would think that they would expect that, but I mean,
I know what you're saying. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to scroll through some of these other posts. There's not as many. I'm trying to find another post in here that has a decent amount of commentary to go look at.
It's a very. I scrolled through and it's not very active right now for some reason.
No. Like some of these questions really aren't that difficult. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I said. I just honestly don't spend much time on the sub at all anymore personally, just because of how much of the content on there was meme-ish and like I'm a nobody, ha ha ha, that's funny because I streamed to nobody, and it's like, well, do something about it. Like if you actually care, do something about it. If you're, I don't know, I mean, like I've met some amazing people along the way. I feel like I've been very lucky in some of the people that I've found and been able to interact with. Qualizar and Hop being two of those great examples. But like, I don't know. I feel like I think I've said it before, and again, some people will find it maybe inflammatory. If you're streaming for 3 months straight, 4 months straight, 5 months straight, you get into like 6 months of consistent streaming and you still haven't hit affiliate, there's probably a reason for it.
Yeah. And
There's
here's
probably a good reason for it.
Here's what you need to do. Here's what I mean. At that point, you need to start reaching out and asking why. Right? Like,
right.
Find. There are plenty. Go to YouTube, or find streamers that are actively trying to help. Right? Like at some point, it's so easy to find them. Right? You find Harris. You find. It's Guy Level, but it's Gael, right? It's Guy Level. And there's plenty of others. There's I can't think of Wild for Games is another one, but there's plenty of people out there that are actively trying to create content to help streamers grow, right? It takes 10 seconds on YouTube to search how to grow on Twitch, and there's tons of stuff out there, right? Like it's there.
No, absolutely. So, Kyle, you mentioned there's also like sub-only mode is also a thing. Yeah, so I mean, like I've seen some of the really big streams use sub-only mode instead of slow. Like I get it. If you're at the more extreme viewer count, like it can make sense just as a way of still having the two-way interaction. Because if your chat is scrolling by so fast that you can't read it, well, then that you're losing some of that two-way value of being on Twitch in the first place, and then people can just watch the VODs later or watch them if you upload them to YouTube later or something like that. So like it's a little different.
So quote says
Jamie mentioned something I'd never seen before here. Could also be a push for subscribers if a sub unlocks chat.
It does.
Are you so?
That's for subscriber only mode though.
For sub mode.
And so subscriber only mode and slow mode, subscribers get past slow mode.
My automation brain was like, what if every time somebody subbed, it comes out of follow only mode or whatever for like 15 minutes? It'd be an interesting way to do it or something. But
would you have enough followers to make that valuable?
You'd have to be big. You have to be bigger
to
make that possible.
Right.
But yeah, when you talk about, assume you're talking about sub only mode. I mean, I feel the same thing about that as the others. If you're not a big channel, I don't think it's a good idea, because you're limiting interaction. Same with like follow only mode is bad enough, but sub only, unless you're Tim and Nick and what's his name? Who am I spacing on? Who's the hot one lately? Who was it that just did that giant subathon?
Ludwig.
Yeah. Like, unless you're that size, I still don't think sub only mode makes any sense. And I've seen smaller channels running it, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I get that you want people to sub to you, and who doesn't? Everybody wants more subs. That's a reasonable thing to want on Twitch. But if you're like, sub only mode should be a way to control the rate of your chat, not a way to force people to subscribe to you. Like, I feel the same way about sub only VODs personally.
I agree with you. Sub only VODs. How do people, like, if you're offline, how do people engage with you if they can't 100%. Go back and, like, I mean, granted, people don't watch your VODs all the time, but I've had several. I mean, it's not all the time, but I mean,
when I go to follow somebody, if they're not online, I will watch a few minutes of a VOD before I follow, often. Like, do I sit here and watch VODs all the time? Absolutely not. Because I've got however many 100 people I follow, there is always somebody live to watch. I'm never going to watch actually sit and watch a whole VOD. Almost ever. There would have to be a special reason for that. But yeah, like all these, I don't know, going back to what I was saying before, limiting chat in some way, whether it's follows, subs, or the delays, you might as well just tell your viewer, go watch YouTube.
I've seen,
in my opinion.
So you're talking about limiting chat interaction, which is interesting because my philosophy is, how do I get chat to engage more? Right? Like, how do I give chat more power? How do I let them have more fun? How do I let them do what they want to do? Right? And I have seen that as a method of success for many, many people. I mean, granted, I've got this hat on right now, guys. Come on. Like, This is because
Like,
chat has asked me to wear the hat, right? Like those are things that was the whole intention of channel points being developed, right? Like
correct. Yeah.
getting ways for chat to interact with you so that way
Right.
you could be able to do that.
That's exactly why all these other things just drive me crazy. It's counter to driving interaction. Until the rate of the chat messages in your chat are beyond what you can respond to in a even semi-reasonable way, you should be driving interaction, not limiting interaction.
Right.
Like,
right. It's that's exactly
it's crazy to me.
The people that have grown and the people that have been successful, especially from, getting up there and starting to push their levels a little higher, right? I have seen that is a major impact for what they do, right? A major impact for the way that they get there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you have to, I don't know, like, to me, there's a couple of different things that help keep somebody around, right? Primarily, it's you as the streamer. The star of the show is going to be the primary thing that keeps somebody around in the stream to begin with. But like, let's say Qualizar, this is never going to happen, so I'm going to use this as an extreme example on purpose. Let's say Qual says, screw this, I'm going to be the world's greatest Call of Duty player starting today. And I'm going to stream nothing but Warzone and all Warzone all the time, every day. I'm going to stream 5 days a week. I'm going to stream nothing but Warzone. You almost, in my opinion, at that point, need more ways to help get that interaction going, because quite frankly, people are going to get bored of the game.
Say that last sentence again.
Yeah, I saw you just starting to. People will get bored with the actual game content.
Yes.
So between you needing to be entertaining and chat itself should be engaging, otherwise you'll lose people.
Right. Right. No, you're definitely right. And at that point, well, I mean, you're potentially rebranding, right? You're potentially remaking it. Well, if you're gonna go full COD content, you could go full COD content. I apologize in advance here, Nathan.
Fine.
But you've got to find a way, again, get your viewers to engage with you with COD content. Like instant death, or I don't know how this is going to work, but...
Oh, you're doing the double hat. He's doing the double hat. Well, he's putting his headphones back on. Celebrities get... No, Kylie, I would agree with that. Like Jimmy Fallon's first streams make sense because they're going to be big. Like, whatever. That's fine.
Well, see, and the benefit to that though is that, oh, I smacked my microphone. I'm knocking this hat off. I can't make this work. I'm really trying here, guys. I apologize. The benefit to that is that, Jimmy Fallon's bringing people that typically would not be interacting Twitch or on Twitch, right? It's people who don't normally participate in Twitch content, right? They don't care. Realistically, they don't care about Twitch, but it's bringing them to it, right? It's bringing them around and getting them introduced to
absolutely. No, and in that way, as much as I kind of roll my eyes a little bit, like I sent you a note, I think, when I saw it, Jimmy Fallon, before his first stream even happened, was already partnered and already had however many thousands of followers, and had an active chat 6 or 7 hours before the stream was even scheduled to go live.
Exactly. It's like
which by the way was an unmoderated chat and was toxic as hell.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Was holy shit. Diva, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Uh-oh.
Don't do that.
Something happening?
Diva, thank you so much, dude. Aren't you live right now? Aren't you supposed to be playing a video game and being entertaining on your own channel? Go do that. Go do that. Love you, dude. Thank you for being here tonight, man. He is live right now.
Did he drop in and gift subs or something?
He did. He dropped a couple of gifted. It's just
to be live. Just to be live.
He's in the middle of a round of Apex. It's like he must have hid in a corner for a second.
He's oh, Nathan's live. Let me take care of this.
This guy. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I driving interaction is important. So all these things that slow down interaction, I think are just crazy. They just blow my mind. I don't know why you'd want to do that.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think it's just wild. But yeah, some of the commentary on here, getting back to, I guess, kind of back towards more the original side, the more like we were talking about the state of kind of the community there overall. I mean, there is some good information on there. There are
you kidding me, Rogue?
There are posts that have good
Are you
advice
kidding
in
me
them.
right
So
now?
there's one in here about schedule that actually is pretty good. And the commentary for the most part is pretty good in it. But like some of these other ones just get, I don't know. To me, they just get ridiculous.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. It's not as bad as I think it. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it used to be, but I definitely think it's still there. I definitely think it's not valuable for the most part. And if I were to ever recommend a space for people to try to grow, like if it was streamers that were trying to grow, right, then I would not send them there, right? You know what I mean? I just don't think it would be valuable for them to be doing that.
Weird. Yeah, no, honestly, I think like call me slightly crazy. I would just like a couple of people that I've talked to recently, I'm just like, you know what?
I really apologize to your chat.
You're fine. I mean, I've been telling people just hop in my Discord and bring it up in the creators channel and ping me, ping Qualizar, and like the other, I mean, 2 dozen streamers that are in the Discord. And just ask. Like, just ask people.
Right.
Like, ask people that you can go and watch on Twitch and you can see having success. Don't go ask Reddit. Don't ask on Twitter. Because you're just not gonna get consistent responses.
Twitter's an interesting animal too, honestly. I mean, we could get started on Twitter, but I
personally, I hate Twitter.
Do you really? Streamer Twitter's a weird space.
Streamer Twitter's a weird space. Tech Twitter is a weird space. Mill Twitter is a weird space. Twitter in general is full of an extreme amount of toxicity and trolling and just garbage. Like I'm very picky about what I mean. We had a conversation. What was it, like 3 weeks ago? You didn't realize that you could post adult content on Twitter.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Twitter is a cesspool.
I had no idea that
Literal
that adult content was allowed on Twitter. No idea at all.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sheltered.
Nix, Diva did shave his head. He had a charity stream this weekend, and somebody donated however much money it was to make that happen.
Here we go again.
But yeah, like again, I guess don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, there are occasionally threads on the subreddit that are good, I guess.
Right.
I feel like some of the things that are on there, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to word this and not sound like I'm stroking my own head in a way, but like there's some of these that I could go in and answer that have no comments on them, but I just was so put off by my interactions with the sub before that I have no interest in contributing to it personally at this point. Like, just none whatsoever. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like the more controversial topics bring in a lot more commentary.
Sure.
And the ones, I mean, of course, but the more commentary there is, the more likely you're just to find these just ridiculous comment threads, bad advice and whatever else. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Anyway. What do you think about trying a video game?
Sure.
Or are
I'm
you gonna
thinking I'm
be-
ready to get out of this llama suit's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much longer you got in the suit?
How much longer do I have in the suit? That's a great question, guys. I don't know how much longer I have in the suit.
Oh,
Hat check 7 minutes. Suit was 4 minutes.
7 minutes. Oh,
Okay.
my goodness. Next says, I plan on doing a discussion segment when I start streaming. That will be a no fix given when
All right,
discussing
guys, listen to
taboo
Nathan real
topics.
fast. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Nathan, you are in charge of chat.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I will be right back, guys. I got to go to the bathroom. I will leave the suit on while I go to the bathroom, too. Okay? So it's not coming off either.
Have fun. Hope everything comes out okay for you, bud. Nix, I mean, have fun with that. I would say that the one thing to be careful with, make sure you have some good mods that understand Twitch TOS. Because things can get kind of sketchy and as far as where the lines are going to end up being drawn for content discussion. I mean, you'll almost definitely have to be a mature mark channel for that. Twitter's talking to people right now. Follow artists and now people who are attempting to fix the art. Yeah. 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 There's just so much. I don't know. What was the I'm trying to remember what it was. I saw something on there a couple weeks back that I thought was actually legitimately pretty impressive. But for the most part, I at least have personally found Twitter to be kind of a joke. Rogue, what are you doing over there? Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Chippy boy, how's it going, man? I'm running Valorant. Want to do more just chats? You should. It's fun. And Sam MTZ from Qualizar. Thank you for the follow.
Sam, thank you for the
he's back.
follow. All right, guys, let's get caught up here a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, talk about. You can't tell me what
I
to do.
also had
I want to time out Rogue.
Chimpy.
Let me time
Thank
out
you
Rogue.
for the raid, dude. How was your stream tonight? Noob, I already saw you in here. Thank you so much, dude, for the raid. Gingy dropped the 101. XKC went to bed, dropped the 300. Thank you so much. XKC dropped the sub. Thank you so much. Trying to get caught up on chats and
a couple things
alerts
to catch
here.
up on there.
Huh?
Yeah, a couple things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has a moment. Yeah, no, Kylie, it does. I would just say, like, for me personally, I feel like I pop into Twitter.
Super Chicken, welcome to the stream, dude. I hope your night has been going well. Dude, congratulations on your 24-hour chicken. That's huge, man. That's awesome. Congratulations on running that up and making that work, man.
Like, just ridiculous. Sleepy, how's it going, man? Can I follow you on Twitter? Yeah, you can follow me on whatever you want.
It's not like
They're
it's gonna
all-
be. It's not like it's gonna be there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter that much, honestly, but you could follow on all the things. It's fine with me. They're all there. Blah. Anyway,
All right. You want to try this?
are you okay?
I'm
you make it?
okay. Do I need?
Did you make it?
Did I run out of hat time? Do I have to keep my hat on? Can I put?
No.
I don't know. I'm waiting on.
I'm in stereo now. Now you can time me out. I mean,